Oh, dudes and dudettes, welcome back to the channel, man. Sincerely appreciate you being here with me on today. In today's video, we're watching Tame ATTN a TED Talk video. Let's do it.
This is my mountain, Hudson. This is my river, Awa.
I just wanted to see how long ago this was because he looks so youthful. It was 8 years ago.
This is my mountain, Hudson. This is my river, Awa. Ohine Mataroa. This is my marae, Te Rewa. This is Ruatoki, where I was raised. This is Ruatoki, set in the valley at the mouth of the TWUR, a native forest in the middle of the North Island of New Zealand, twice the size of Auckland,
Whoa.
25 times bigger than New York.
What?
It is the ancestral home of my people, Ngāi Tūhoi. It is also known as Ngā Tamariki o Te Kohu, or the children of the mist. As a boy, I was raised by my grandparents and spoke only Māori, like almost everyone in Ruatoki. In our language, we have this word that is very important. You might have heard it before. This word is mana. Everyone in this room has some form of mana. Your mana comes from knowing who you are, where you come from, and your connection to your land. Venue. Mana grounds you. Mana makes you solid. Mana roots you to your past, present, and future. We don't always have to agree. Mana can be tested, even challenged. But with respect and an understanding of one another's mana. We are all equal. We are all the same, on the same level.
That can't be stated enough. And it seems to be that the only people that recognize that are the people that others assume to be under them. You catch my drift? Everybody that realizes that we're the same, they don't really try to bother nobody. But everybody that thinks they're better than somebody, there's always something going on. There's always some type of, It's like, bro, chill, relax. We the same. You cut us open, we all gonna bleed red. You're a human being, I'm a human being. I don't understand how all of a sudden we're better than one another. You know where that came from? Probably Darwin and his theory of evolution.
Kanohi ki te kanohi tangata ki te tangata. Eye to eye. So school was a confusing time for me. The rules and the regulation didn't make sense at all, you know. When I was 8, the whole school was called to assembly. And the headmaster got up and said, I will not allow you to speak Māori on my school grounds.
I despise when people talk like that. I despise when people talk like that because these aren't your school grounds. These are the school grounds that you're the headmaster of, but this land is not your land. This school is not your school. It's just the school that you happen to head. I despise when people take ownership like that. Bruh, get off your high horse and chill. That's disgusting.
If you continue to speak Māori, you will remain after school and be punished.
Oh. Ew. Ew. Knowing me, for a very long time, I would have spoken Maori anyway. If I, of course, okay. So if I could, I would have spoken Maori and went against what that headmaster told me until it got to the point where the punishment started to change my mind. And at that point, the rebellious nature within me would still be talking it on the playground, in the cafeteria. Every time I'm not within earshot of that man, I'd be speaking it. Every time, again, and this is granted, right, that the punishment is severe enough and I just don't get used to it, or that it just doesn't start to bother me anymore, or it's not kind of punishment that would cause me to change my mind. But if it was that insurmountable pain, I just not talk it around you. I'm too rebellious in my nature. That's why it took me so long to come to God, really. And even now, I'm still fighting myself to not be me and be more like him. And so, man, what about you? What would you be like?
So I turned to my mates. The hell he's on about?
What? I'll boil your head?
The hell he's on about?
I'll boil your head? That sounds crazy, and I love it. Bruh, I love to say off the wall stuff. Oh man, that brought me so much joy to just hear him say that. What the hell is he on about?
So it's all that was dumb, stupid.
Yeah, how can you make us?
So we wanted to test his mana.
Oh. All the strength in that statement. We wanted to test his mana. Oh.
We disobeyed him and spoke Māori to see what would happen.
That's me.
We were given the choice of picking up horse manure.
Easy. I own a horse. I do this at home. No problem. This is me if I was Maori and was in his position. We ride horses to school, bro. No problem. I pick up horse manure every single day. What's a little bit more? That's a punishment? Ooh, guess who's speaking Maori? This guy.
or, right, I will not speak Maori 100 times on the blackboard.
Bruh, my parents used to make me write lines all the time for dumb stuff. I don't think anything ever changed. What's writing lines gonna make me? You think I'm gonna hypnotize myself by writing these lines? Look, I just used to cheat. I said I will not, and I used to write the whole draw a line straight down the entire page, and that'd be all my eyes. And then I do that for everything that I could. It didn't work. I got caught eventually, but whatever. You know what? It's this brain up here ticking. And both of these punishments, by the way, other than consuming my time, these are not punishments at all. For me personally, again, in my own life right now, picking up horse poop would be a punishment. But if I was already used to it, it's not that big of a deal. Your punishment isn't severe enough for me to conform and do what you're telling me to do. How about no?
I must have voted thousands. It started to smell like a horse. I did learn English. But you know when you learn a new language and pick up the swear words first?
Right.
That was us.
I love it.
Dickhead, bugger,
cussing them out.
Shistera.
Straight up.
At home, I learned about my tupuna, ancestor, mountain, the river. Why these things are important to the mana of TWUR. But at school, I learned a diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. The cow jumped over the moon.
Bruh, what a statement. How school is pretty much just a daycare center. There are things that you can learn in school that would be beneficial. However, the majority of things learned in school are not directly applicable to life. There are some things that school can teach you, but school can't teach you. I didn't learn taxes in school. I didn't learn how to change a tire in school. I didn't learn nothing but multiplication tables. I got better scores in Spanish than I did in English. I mean, school didn't teach me nothing. School wasted my time and pissed me off. I use school as a way to meet people, not be home with my parents. That's the way I viewed it. I never viewed school as something that was terribly informative, bruh. I'm just being honest. I liked school because I wasn't at home. I liked school because there were girls there. I liked school because I had friends there. Other than that, school was useless to me. I spent a lot of time in my senior year skipping because fear of my parents and doing it before. And also I had access to my friends' cars at that time, so it was easier. But again, school was school, man. You can get out of it a lot, but life kind of stuff, not really. Math, I could see the application. I think that's the math and science. I think that's the only things. I already know English. I learned Spanish because of girls, and it worked. And I'm still pretty okay with Spanish. I could survive. I could get dropped off and survive in a Spanish place. Not Portuguese, Spanish. But yeah, man, that's just a little bit of my experience. Thank you for letting me share.
So Te Reo Māori come from the sound of the birds.
Wow. A lot of Maori stuff comes from the birds. Somebody said in the comment section that the way that the feet move and the head, the quick movements is bird-like. And so now him saying that the sounds, what did he say in particular?
So Te Reo Māori.
Yeah, the sounds come from the birds as well. It's just being in touch with that nature is paramount, it seems.
Come from the sound of the birds. I speak the same language as the TWUR, it's a kiwi bird. Could the headmaster stop the bird from speaking the language too?
Tamaiti, what a question. Ooh, I love rhetorical questions. Oh.
Don't be afraid to challenge someone trying to assert authority over you.
Don't be afraid to challenge someone trying to assert authority over you. Bars.
Just because someone has authority does not mean that they have more money.
Bruh, I'm getting chills listening to this because I don't know why. It's giving me my relationship with my father. That's what this is giving me right now. And how he constantly tried to challenge my mana because he was my dad and he had authority over me. My daddy used to tell me all the time there can't be two lions in the jungle. Sir, I am your son. There's supposed to be two lions in the jungle if that is your son. And you are supposed to give of yourself to your son so that your son can be better than you were. And I felt I feel now looking back that my dad spent a lot of time being jealous of me or hating me. Either one. I don't care. But either one. Those are the two that I get. Sure, he did the best that he could, but at the end of the day, that's what I feel. And so, I don't know where I was going with that. Now we're going back to the video.
If someone is asserting their authority, they have to let go of respect and understanding to get their way. And you are no longer equal.
Wow.
16. Going to Christchurch.
I was born in Christchurch, Barbados. Fun fact.
It was another kind of learning, education, to discover what's going on around the world. People questioning authority about all kinds of things. Women's liberation, anti-apartheid, the Vietnam War, socialism and the rights of the working class. I started to hear the story from other culture that sound like old TWUR stories. Stories about stolen land, community displaced. Story about police brutality. Story about military rule. I started to meet new people, Maori, Pacific people, Pākehā, standing against these things. And it inspired me. These were not just Maori issues.
Nope.
They were global issues with global movements.
That's what I mentioned at the beginning with Great Britain, and then further into the history of Rome, is the issue with the world. It's their mentality spread out, and it's gross.
And in this time, I learned the art of protest and political activism. Occupy this space so they can't avoid you. Draw attention to the issue that make them uncomfortable.
Okay.
Make them face you and make your voice be heard.
Wow.
If mana can be tested, then you may have to prepare to defend it.
Tamaiti, you got bars.
No one can tell you that you are not important
Amen.
and that your experience does not matter.
Amen.
And if they do, I challenge them to say it to your face, where they can see your eyes and feel your breath.
Wow.
Kanohi ki te kanohi, tangata ki te tangata, eye to eye.
There is a certain level of detachment that people not in front of somebody's face, they feel safer to say. Perfect example, keyboard warriors talk all that stuff behind the internet, then you get up in their face. Oh, okay. That's because we're here in person and you're seeing me as a person and seeing what I could do to you. Watch yourself. I love this.
You have to keep the pressure on. Keep reminding people of the things that they would rather forget. We had to constantly remind the crowd that we were here and we're not going away.
Ooh.
That we needed to have a proper, cordial, a conversation about the stuff that had gone down with our tipuna, our ancestors. I remember when the Crown went around the country to talk about the physical envelope. This was the government offering a limit on the settlement of historical grievances before they had even heard any claims.
Because one, they knew they were wrong, and two, they weren't trying to pay up in the right way and the fullness.
I decided to make a counter offer for the return of our land. My nephew's horse blanket.
Hi, I'm David Moss. If your vehicle needs service, there's no better place than Moss Nissan. With our state-of-the-art...
But when I arrived, this is what I saw. The Crown sitting on the stage looking down at us. We were not eye to eye. We were not on the same level. So what this short-ass TWUR do is he being talked down too.
Did we get up on stage and talk to him, Tame? What'd we do? Yes, sir.
Borrow a ladder.
Yes, sir.
Hey, bro, can I borrow your ladder?
Man, what a guy, bruh. What a guy. What a man.
This is the Honorable Doug Graham listening to my submission. This is Doug Graham taking my blankets. 4 years later, here is the horse blanket hanging in the office of the treaty settlement in Wellington. They had taken my blanket, framed it, and hung it on the wall as a piece of artwork. They had my blanket, but they still had the land. So 4 years later, what does a TWUR do when someone steals his horse blanket?
Go back and get it.
He sent an invoice.
I hope it was in the total amount of the reparations.
An expensive one, too.
Yes. Well, it's not. It wasn't the amount of the reparations. Clearly, it was only $11,000. But that was a beautiful price for that. I love it.
Because I wanted the money, not at all.
Mm-mm.
I wanted to remind the Crown that until this was resolved, they still had the debt to TWUR, and we are not going away. Just like this. Or this.
Wow.
This is the Māori language petition, Hannah Jackson, 1972. The Māori land march, Tame Cooper, 1975.
Wow.
Bastion Point, Takaparapa, Ngāti Pātua, 1978. The Springbok Tour, 1981.
Wow.
The Anti-Nuclear Campaign, 1985. These are some of the political social movements that have shaped the identity of this country. Not just because they had political opposition at that time, but because after that eye-to-eye contact with the realization that the mana of the people is equal to that of any authority.
And that the reason that the people are in the position of authority is because of the agreement of the people. And that they are not above the people, they are equal to the people, chosen by the people. Ooh. Well, in a democracy anyway. That was a very loud helicopter.
So after 170 years of struggle, of fighting for the mana or TWUR, we finally got respect and understanding from the Crown. We got this.
The Crown unreservedly apologises for not having honoured its obligations to Tūhoi under Te Tiriti o Waitangi, and profoundly regrets its failure to appropriately acknowledge and respect Te Mana Motahaki o Tūhoi for many generations.
Oh, I got chills. I got chills listening to that. Also, at the same time, those are just words. Show me you mean what you say, Crown.
History has woven us together. We are the basket, the kete that holds the future. We must acknowledge each other in this space, right here in this space. Kanohi ki te kanohi. Tanata ki te tanata.
Eye to eye.
Eye to eye. O maunga po hatu te mauda. O hine matawa te awa. Ko te mā hure hure. Te rewa rewa te marae. Ko Tūhoi te iwi. Tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou.
What a guy. What a guy. New Zealand is lucky to have the mana of Tame. Wow. What a presence. What solid grounding of mind and spirit. I wish he was my uncle. Dang. All right. Cool little frozen beans, man. I learned that knowing where you are from, knowing who you are from, and knowing yourself as it relates to these things are what makes people whole. Also, Jesus. I really enjoyed that. How about you? Let me know by leaving a like on the video, leaving something in the comment section, sharing the video if you think somebody else needs to see this, and consider becoming a member, because that's how I'll come visit Aotearoa and Hawaii and all the islands that I plan to visit and all the culture that I plan to see and ultimately make it back home. If that sounds good to you, if you want to support that, check the description section below the video, and I pray I see you in the next one. Love.